looking to repatriate to Tanzania, reach out to Jamaican African Travels, Mr. Claude and Miss Maria. They can help you make the big move, acquire land legally, and step-by-step service. Reach out to them soon.
Shalom Fam, Solo Soul here, also known as Coach Arthur. If you're new to the channel, go to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Fam, to my returning fam, I'm so sorry. Y'all know I've been MIA and it is ridiculous. But tonight I'm going to talk to you about life in America and how spiritually dark it is. All right, fam. So a few days ago, I had a conversation with a group of mentees and they were asking me why and how I can go so long with just eating fruits and vegetables. I let them know, like, hey, I don't only eat fruits and vegetables. I eat fish, I eat salmon, tuna. And I was like, I love fried fish. So, like, fam, I eat a lot of fish, actually. And I also incorporate a lot of fruits and vegetables. So, some of the mentees was like, I don't know how you can go that long with just eating that. You don't eat no beef, no pork, no chicken. How do you do that? And even sometimes I taste chicken because my wife and my daughter still eat chicken. So, I do eat chicken from time to time, like trying it if I'm cooking it. So, one of the mentees was like, I can't do it. I have to eat meat. So I said, well, what are you going to do if it becomes a time where you cannot eat meat? There's no meat available. What are you going to do? She looks me in my eye and she said, I'll eat a human. And I said, what? She said, I will eat a human if I have to. And I just looked at her again and I said, you can't be serious. So then I look over at the other mentees and I say, hey, what would y'all do in that situation? It's like, well, we don't really know. If it's no meat, then, maybe we have to do what we have to do. And I said, what do you mean do what you have to do? What do you mean? You can eat grass, you can eat vegetables, you can eat other things other than meat if there's no meat available. So these children are literally telling me that they cannot, excuse me, they're not children, they're teenagers. They're telling me they can't go without meat. So, and then one of the students was like, hey, you remember that story about the guy in the elevator? And I said, no, wait. I heard about that story. A guy in the elevator, ate his wife or whatever. And I don't really know how true it is because I tried to find the story. I couldn't really find the story, but I heard about it a few years ago or a year or so ago. I heard somebody talking about it. So, I just want to let you know, like, it is very spiritually dark here in the US. Like, people try to make it seem all fluff and it's okay. The spiritual environment here is not okay. We have teenagers willing to eat other humans if they can't eat meat. So last year, I had a group of mentees. We're doing a training, and we were talking about rather you if you would give up your cell phone or lose your hand. 65% of mentees said that they would lose their hand before giving up their cell phone. So it was another scenario, and I put this scenario to them. It wasn't part of the training. I say, well, what if you had to lose your cell phone or get a chip, a microchip, where they can track your vitals, track your whole life, track everything, and listen to all your conversations for the rest of your life, and even read your thoughts. Do you know majority of them said that they would take the chip? And fam, I'm gonna just tell you this. I remember when I first got back here and I was, mentoring my group. A lot of them told me how they did not want to get the jab and their families made them get the jab. Even my own cousin, my aunt made her get the jab. She didn't want to do it. So a lot of us already know, we watch a lot of YouTube channels. We know how spiritually dark it is. But I'm just saying, I haven't been around someone who said they would eat someone. So that just led me to think about that movie Jennifer's Body, and I watched it years ago because it's an older movie. I can't even remember if I watched it in college or if I was in high school. But in that movie, in the next clip, you will see this high school student, was pretty much taken by this rock band who wanted to sacrifice her because they thought she was a virgin. They tried to sacrifice her to a demon or to Satan, and they realized, well, after the sacrifice, she wasn't a virgin and it didn't work. She ended up coming back as a succubus, and she started to consume all the teenage boys at her school. Fam, this is a dark place that we're standing in, and people try to make America or make Babylon seem so normal. It's not normal in this place. It's not normal here in America. Things are not normal. Like, it's a heightened level of spiritual darkness here. Literally, when I went to the store, I went to Aldi, and excuse me, me and my two daughters went to Publix. Those are my two stores. I'm gonna hit Aldi, I'm gonna hit Publix. I don't like going to Walmart, but we were in Publix, and I told my mom this story, Sister Betty. I told her, Mom, we went in through the self checkout. I saw the Publix employee. I saw him. I get this everywhere I go. If I'm doing self checkout, I'm getting watched, and I get it. They watch all people. That's what some people will say. Whatever. So I'm watching. I'm watching this elder guy who works at Publix. I'm watching him closely as he watched me and my younger daughter. Now, mind you, fam, we got a rotisserie chicken, 2 protein drinks, and I can't even remember. We only had three. We only had 3 items, maybe four items. That's it. So I rung up the rotisserie chicken myself, and me and my older daughter, we got a protein shake. So we both, my older daughter standing behind, I started to ring up the protein shake. I watched the elderly guy move up right behind the buggy where my daughter was. My youngest daughter was in like the little car buggy, and he's watching hard. And then, my younger daughter trying to ring up the protein shake. Now, mind you, he might be trying to just help him. I get it. I'm not reading too deep into it, but I watch their movements. He made sure he came all the way over to look, see what we were ringing up, to make sure for when we were going to ring up the last 2 items. And, I let my daughter take her time. I let her ring it up. I'm not really worried about you. But you know me, fam, I'm ready to say something. So I'm like, we got it. We good. He's like, oh, yeah, man, I see you. I see you watching us. I ain't say none of that. But we feel it. My daughter loves to go on walks. She loves to go skating. So the other day we went for a walk. My oldest daughter was skating. My youngest daughter riding her bike. My oldest daughter said she was ahead of us. And when she saw this lady on her phone, Caucasian woman. The Caucasian woman says on her phone, she's talking to somebody on speaker. She says, oh my gosh, it's children. Oh, and my oldest daughter didn't tell me until after we got finished with the walk. She was like, do you know what that lady said on her phone? Now, I walked past her, me and my youngest daughter, when we rode by her, because it was a little bit behind my older daughter. I heard her on the phone with this guy, and I saw the looks. I'm a black man, so when I walk past Caucasians, unfortunately, I get looks. My wife even caught people watching me from like walking behind me in public and how the nasty looks they give me. And it's always funny to me because I always tell my wife, like, even when I was young, I could always feel, like, I could feel it. Like, I don't even have to see it. Sometimes I can feel it. Like, I don't know how to explain that. But anyways, fam, this lady gave us the nastiest look. And I didn't know she actually said that until my daughter told me after. I mean, I wasn't going to do nothing or say nothing if she told me before. But America truly hates children. They don't have any love for our children. I don't know what that is on my neck. They don't have any love for our children. They don't have any love or care for us. So what is the point of us being here other than to make money and to see and deal with our families? They have no other purpose here. Yeah, we minister here. Yeah, we sow a seed here and try to help people and do our thing. But what we need to be doing is building outside of this place, because this is a spiritually dark place that we're walking in, that I'm walking in right now. This is not normal. It's like paranormal. And I know, fam, it's a heightened level of wickedness because we are in that time. This is what Hallows Eve, where they really celebrate their wicked, demonic holiday. And we're here. I am still in disbelief that we're here, but we're making progress on the continent. So this fight and this work is worth it. But fam, I'm gonna tell you, it's a dark place. I know I went on for a while, but I'm gonna allow us to watch these clips, fam, and just bear with me. And if you stay to the end of the video, I got a little information for you, fam, about the continent. And yeah, let's check out this video.
But Jennifer's ordinary life became anything but on one February evening when an indie rock band she was fawning over tried to sacrifice her to Satan at the base of a waterfall while singing a Tommy Two-Tone song. To learn the meaning, wherein the succubus eats males as a means of satiating the demon's hunger and giving it power. The library books mention flesh eating and ratius feeding. The demon becomes weaker as it gets hungry, and eating flesh will revitalize her power. So although she should have been killed by the knife wounds, she survived due to demonic transference, and woke up alone, not able to remember anything.
Now, fam, you just watched that clip. Now, mind you, the only reason why this even popped into my brain is because one of my mentees mentioned that she would eat another human if she had to, if she could not get meat. This was just a couple.
Have you ever seen the movie Jennifer's Body? If you didn't know, it's based on a true story. Elise Poller. Elise was an ordinary 15-year-old girl who was very adventurous and loved making friends. Unfortunately, she came across these 3 guys. These guys formed a group and they wanted to sell their soul essentially to be famous. So in order to do that, they decided to befriend Elise Poller. Elise was a very kind, caring soul and she wanted adventure. The guys that wanted to form a band decided to get a subscription service to some demon books, and it gave them a knife and everything and influenced them to sacrifice Elise. They did end up murdering her, and it was quite disturbing. So this movie is actually about her revenge on these guys because they never gave her a chance in life. Thankfully, they're in prison now.
Oh, damn. Yeah, your head was in the ground, sis. You gonna be alright? This person just laid out like that. You sleeping? Alright, just check on the wellness check, that's all. Alright, thank you. Hello, you need help?
For 3 young lives taken in a shooting in Mount Washington, the songs came after their friends and family built this memorial through racking sobs. That sound broken by a deafening moment of silence.
I still ask myself why. Why?
Nagash Adunga reflected on bringing his nieces Aiden and Faven to America when they were 7 and 9, watching them cross the ocean in a plane to a better life.
I saw excitement. I saw hope.
Those hopes, he said, now lay in caskets in a funeral home.
Those 2 lights.
All right, now here at 11, dozens of people mourn the deaths of 3 young people shot and killed in Mount Washington in late August. WCPO 9 News reporter Sean Delancey tells us more about their stories and how they'll be remembered.
Chaos. But I know what's about to happen next. I've been preparing for it for the past 6 years. You know, people see me come and go, but they don't know where I come and where I go. What I do know is, when I read the Bible, it does not lie to me. It says in the last days, leave the cities, go back out to the rural lands in the country. Learn how to make your own food, because if you're attached to this system, they're gonna own you. What's this country gonna do when money doesn't work anymore? Because money is almost over. Then that means there has to be another system of barter and trade. Chips are coming, microchips are coming.
What do you think is, like, when you say that's coming, what do you feel?
I feel like this country is going to find out it was never a country at all. It was always a plan for another plan. Start any chaos.
Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Marcus Garvey. Fam, we all understand we have to live and work here in the West, but there's always room to grow, to plan, to get better. The fall is coming soon. We can ignore it. We can put it on the back burner all we want. Our biggest problem is procrastination. It is time to plan. It is time to build a bride, fam. Y'all bless. Stay tuned for more.